Large luxury SUV coupes are generally for people who don't care much about cool, clinical and efficient sense and sensibility. So what would one be like from a brand founded upon just those principles? In this Audi Q8, we have our answer.
Despite the Q8's sporty looks, Audi has configured the handling base very much around a luxury demeanour. That's aided by standard adaptive air sport suspension and the refinement of the engines on offer, which are mainly based around the brand's latest mild hybrid technology. This works with a clever starter motor generator system and allows the car to coast at both high and low speeds using 48-volt electrical assistance. Hence the provision of efficiency figures that are unbettered amongst direct rivals, 41.5 mpg on the combined cycle and 178 grams per kilometre of CO2. Most buyers will choose the unit this car was launched with, the 50 TDI 286 PS diesel power plant we're trying here. It's one of Audi's best, creamy smooth, superbly refined and generally torquey, equipped with 600 Nm of pulling power. Alternatively, there's a 340 PS 3-litre petrol engine badged 55 TFSI. As usual with the brand's models, a Drive Select driving mode system provides various settings that allow you to influence steering feel, throttle response, ride quality and the shift timings of the standard 8-speed Tiptronic auto transmission. Select the dynamic option and aided by the extra traction of Quattro 4-wheel drive, this car can actually be pushed along pretty quickly should the need arise to do so. But it's still much happier when you're not throwing it about. Drive Select also offers an extra all-road setting that you might choose should you be traversing a slippery or snowy track. This focuses all of the electronic systems for off-road use, introduces hill descent control when needed and optimises the 4-wheel drive torque split. For most potential owners though, what will be important is this car's capability on the highway rather than in the Highlands, which is why Audi has ensured that Q8 buyers have access to all the latest elements of its so-called Level 3 driving autonomy, which works via an optional traffic jam pilot setup. With the Q8, you feel that design in the fashionable segment for sportily styled large luxury SUVs has become a little more credible. The models that originated this class of car, the BMW X6 and the subsequent Mercedes GLE Coupe, certainly have street-side presence, but they're very obviously merely coupe versions of their conventional large SUV showroom stablemates. In the same way, this Q8 could have been merely a swept-back Q7. Instead, designer Mark Licht and his team have delivered something a little different. A fusion of elegant four-door luxury coupe with large SUV, and a car that has very much its own look. One that will be definitive in shaping the styling of future Q-Series models for years to come. As usual though, what's more important is the stuff you can't see, a body based around multi-material Audi space frame, steel and aluminium construction, and bolted to the full-length version of the stiff, strong MLB Evo chassis that all Volkswagen Group brands use for their large SUVs. We'd expected that the Q8, as a supposedly sportier offering, would prioritise dynamic agility by featuring the slightly shorter version of this platform that Porsche uses for its Cayenne. But no, exclusive comfort actually turns out to have been a greater priority here, as we'll discover by taking a seat at the wheel. Behind the wheel, there's no cockpit-style feel, as there would be in, say, a rival Porsche Cayenne. Instead, Audi's delivered us what it calls a luxury lounge, based around the upmarket cabin structure it now uses on all its larger models. You're going to need to like screens, because this gloss black panelled layout incorporates no fewer than 3 of them. The 2 you'll notice first powering up as soon as the doors opened and dominating the upper and lower parts of the shiny centre stack. The gently curved upper display deals with the most important radio, media and telephone functions, while the lower 8.6-inch monitor is reserved for more comfort-orientated, mainly climate-related features. Both screens interact with the optional 12.3-inch Audi Virtual Cockpit instrument binnacle screen you view through the three-spoke wheel. Let's move to the rear, accessed via this wide-opening, frameless door. Now, given that the wheelbase of this 5-seat model is basically the same as that of its 7-seat Q7 showroom stablemate, you'd think this Q8 would be pretty spacious in the rear. Let's see. Sure enough, there's ample leg and headroom for a couple of 6-foot adults to stretch out in real comfort. It's certainly less claustrophobic back here than it is in a rival BMW X6, thanks to surprisingly generously sized side windows and a taller roof. We'll finish by taking a look out back. The hatch opens electrically as standard, gesture control is optional, to reveal a 605-litre space. In terms of getting stuff in, you'll be initially put off by the lofty height of this SUV's cargo deck, but help in this regard is at hand courtesy of switches down here to the left that can significantly lower the air suspension. You get a 12-volt socket, but there isn't any significant storage space beneath the boot floor, despite Audi's refusal to supply any sort of spare wheel. This silver-finished loading lip trimming plate will easily scratch too. A couple of netted storage areas are provided to the left, and there are 4 chromed tie-down hooks. If you've specified the trailer pack we've got here, the buttons for the electrically extending tow bar can be found alongside those for the air suspension. If you need more room, completely flattening the rear bench frees up 1,755 litres of capacity, which easily beats the capacity of the 2 rival models we just mentioned. And in summary, well, no SUV you could choose in this sector is going to add up if you judge it from a purely sensible perspective. So, in considering this Audi, you're rather beguilingly freed up to purely please yourself. If you're attracted by it, then probably nothing else in this part of the market will do. It's unnecessary, it's uninhibited, and it's undeniably appealing, as all of life's most appealing trinkets are. In other words, it's everything that this kind of car should be.